What's cracking, Jack? It's Wednesday, December 31st, and you're in the jungle. 9 games on tap in the association. I've got them all for you right here, right now. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the show. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the jungle. I'm going to break down all 9 games in the association, give you my best side or total and player prop for each one of those games. I'm also going to leave 2 links for you in the comments section. The first link is to my $5 favorite play of the day. And for just $5 and no further obligation, you get my best NBA bet of the day. Text to your phone. Yesterday's bet was Cedric Coward of the Grizzlies over 12.5 points. He hit that in the second quarter and ended up with 28. The second link is to my New Year's Eve sale. Now, ordinarily, the year membership, 1 year, all sports, all access in the jungle, is just $199. That's going up to $225 January 2nd. But until then, I've got a sale. I've got an offer for you. Just $179 for the entire year. All sports, all access. Everything I cap. NBA, NFL, MLB, college basketball, and college football. This link expires on New Year's Day at the stroke of midnight. Today's video is brought to you by mybookie.ag. Open up a new account today at mybookie.ag, one of the biggest and best online sports books that there is and legal in all 50 states. With a new account using promo code SILVERBACK, your first bet is guaranteed up to $500. That means open up a new account today. mybookie.ag, promo code SILVERBACK. If your first bet doesn't hit, it's refunded up to 500 claims. So a quick reminder that I don't bet every single play in the video. If you want to bet exactly what I'm betting, you can do that as a member. Members and I were 3-0 yesterday. We hit on Cedric Coward, as I mentioned, for the Grizzlies. Over points, we hit on Isaiah Collier of the Jazz over assists, and we hit on Kawhi Leonard over PRA. We're running hot. We're 12-3 over our last 15 premium plays. The day starts today in Charlotte. Golden State laying 6.5, taking on the Hornets over under 233.5. Miles Bridges questionable for the Hornets. The Warriors are fully healthy for the first time in a while. Neither Curry or Butler or Draymond have an injury designation to their name. Golden State has won 4 of their last 5 and covered the spread in 3 straight wins, including this number of -6.5. I will lay the points with the Warriors, and I would consider Brandon Pajomski of Golden State over 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's over this line in 7 of his last 10 games with a median of 17 per game. Orlando -3.5 at Indiana. Bless their heart, over under 226.5. Orlando's been streaky lately, but the Pistons are a dumpster fire. Indiana, lowest scoring team in the NBA, and they've lost 9 of their last 10 games straight up. They've also failed to come within this number of -3.5 in 8 of their last 9. Lay the short number with Orlando on the road and consider Paolo Banchero over 27.5 points plus assists. He's over this line in 52% of games this season with a median of 28. Minnesota at Atlanta, over under 243.5. Trae Young questionable for the Hawks, and trade rumors continue to swirl around him being moved. The Hawks have lost 7 straight games and are one of the few NBA teams that's actually better on the road than they are at home. In Atlanta, they're just 5-11 straight up compared to 10-8 on the road. I like Minnesota minus the points, and I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the Hawks to go over 17.5 points. With or without Trae Young, there's not much difference in his usage nor production. With Trae Young, Alexander Walker is playing 31 minutes, shooting 17 times. Without him, he's playing 32 minutes and shooting 18 times. Phoenix catching 6.5 points at Cleveland. The over-under is 235.5. Phoenix has won 4 straight, including 3 consecutive on the road. Cleveland coming off of a win over the Spurs in San Antonio. This Cavs team finally has their starting lineup intact as Evan Mobley returns to the starting 5 instead of coming off of the bench. It's been a long rehab for him. I like Cleveland here. We couldn't really assess them until they're back to being healthy, and they've shown signs of that since Mobley's been back, working his way back into the starting lineup. Threes are falling. The defensive effort is showing itself again for the entire Cavs team. I like them to get it done here at home, and I like Jalen Tyson of Cleveland over 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's over this line in 7 of his last 10 games with a median of 22 per. Knicks plus 2.5 at San Antonio, over under 236.5. Josh Hart out for New York. Devin Vassell out for the Spurs, and Stephon Castle's questionable. That's a big one. I like the Knicks plus the points. New York has won 3 straight, and the Spurs haven't gotten their footing back after their back-to-back wins against the Thunder. San Antonio has struggled through 2 consecutive home losses to the Jazz and the Cavs, scoring just 114 and 101 in those games. The Knicks are also 7-1 against the spread versus top 10 scoring defenses, of which San Antonio is a card-carrying member. I also like Miles Deuce McBride of the Knicks over 7.5 points. I think the line's too low. He's got a median of 14 points a game over his last 10, and he's been over this line in 19 of 21 games played this season. New Orleans plus 1.5 at Chicago. Doubles. Over under 245.5. Giddey and Kobe White both out for Chicago. It'll be Trey Jones and Isaac Okoro running the backcourt for the Bulls. Herbert Jones out for the Pelicans. I like New Orleans plus the 1.5. Pelicans have covered the spread in 70% of their last 20 games, and the Bulls have covered the spread just 40% of their last 20. New Orleans 10-4 against the number in their last 14 games in an underdog role. And I like Sadiq Bey of the Pelicans over 16.5 points. He's over this number in 10 of 12 games without Herbert Jones this season, with a median of 19 per game. Denver plus 6.5 at Toronto, over under 228.5. The Joker, of course, out for the Nuggets. Denver's the highest scoring team in the NBA, but we don't know what to expect without Jokic in the lineup. So we're going to leave the side alone, leave the total alone, and go right to the player prop market. And we're going to back Colin Murray Boyles of Toronto over 4.5 rebounds. He has 24 rebounds in his last 2 games, and he's playing too good and he's too physical not to get the minutes that he's seen over his last 5 games. Over his last 5 games, he has a median of 15 rebound chances per game. The line's too low. Take Colin Murray Boyles of Toronto over 4.5 boards. Portland plus 15.5. Bless their heart at OKC over under 232.5. The Blazers have 2 straight wins straight up over the Mavericks and the Celtics. The books are finally starting to line the Thunder properly. In the last 10 games, OKC is 50% against the number. Over their last 20, they're just 45% against this big number of minus 15.5. And when Portland is big underdogs, they've covered pretty well, 75% against numbers that are this big. I think it's too many points. I would take them with the Blazers, and I would consider Donovan Clingan of Portland over 21.5 points plus rebounds. He's over this line in 7 of his last 10 games with a median of 25 per. In the last game we're looking at today, Washington plus 10.5 at Milwaukee, over under 231.5. Washington gives up more points than any team in the association, and Giannis back makes all the difference for Milwaukee. Lay the 10.5. They'll cover this at home against the Wizards and take Kevin Porter Jr. of Milwaukee over 7.5 assists. He's over this in 7 of his last 10 games with a median of 9 assists per game and 17 potential assists. Have a great day, Jungle Nation. Stay safe out there. On New Year's Eve, it's a jungle, and I'll see you next time with a little more money in your pocket.